What's going on YouTube? It's Brazen back here with another video for you guys. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys want to hit a like down below, subscribe if you guys are new here, and leave a comment letting me know you subscribe so I can welcome you to the family. And that being said, cue intro. What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Madden 22 video for you guys. Here today we're going to be going over the top 10 budget players you guys should get on your team. Getting a couple of these players is going to save you a lot of coins early on, whether you're grinding solos or, if you do want to play a little bit of head-to-head, things like that. Obviously it's a budget, so you are not going to get the best cards in the game, obviously, but on a budget they're not bad. So I'm doing 79 overall and lower. Just keep that in mind, because I think golds are where the budget is. If you're buying like elites, you're not really budgeting, let's be honest. But that being said, I'm not doing any quarterbacks. I don't think there's a such thing as a budget quarterback, because you're going to get low throwing stats. You're going to get what you get with, quarterbacks. And I think linemen are also that way, where if you get a 74 overall lineman or 79 overall lineman, you know what you're going to get. You're probably not going to have any blocking stats in the 80s. Kind of same thing as quarterback with throwing stats, but like running backs, receivers, things like that, you could have like one thing they specialize in that is very good, that's worth it, right? So first up is going to be Antonio Gibson. So Antonio Gibson, you can see right here, we're kind of just going off the base stats, if I'm being honest with you, because you don't really care too in depth about these cards, right? He's 3,300 coins on PlayStation. At least that's what it says. So it's going to be somewhere around there. And he'll get you 84 speeds with 74 carrying, 79 change of direction, 71 break tackle, 67 truck. No matter which one of these budget cards you get, you're not going to get like good trucking, good break tackles, things like that, and speed. So the thing is, 84 speed's pretty good, and then 74 carrying is also very good in my personal opinion. And that's why I kind of think it's worth it, just because, 74 carrying, you're not going to fumble as much. So that's why I have him on here. And then who else I have on here from running backs is going to be Sony Michel. Now, once again, he's about 3,300 coins, it's saying. This is not 100% accurate, but you can tell he's going to be pretty cheap, because prices are always changing, obviously. But Sony Michel, 82 speed, 78 carrying, 78 change of direction, 77 truck, 68 break tackle. If you don't really care about a running back that's going to like bust one, he's not a bad option. Yeah, he's kind of slow at 82 speed, but he's got 78 carrying, which is pretty good. 78 change of direction is decent. And he's got 77 trucking as well. So as a downhill runner, he will be fairly useful for you. So I just personally think out of the running backs, those are two really good budget ones. Because sometimes you can get speed, but then you won't have like things like carrying and things like that. So moving on to wide receiver, there's two wide receivers I think are worth it as well. First off is going to be Will Fuller. Now, he's got the combo of 87 speed with the 78 deep route running. 78 deep route running is not great, but compared to a lot of people around here, if you're comparing to someone else like Curtis Samuel with 87 speed, it's only 71 deep route running. So Will Fuller, not a bad option, only 4,200 coins. And with 87 speed, 78 deep, for solo challenges, it'll be pretty good. If you're playing someone that has like slower corners, he can still outrun them, right? Because obviously this guy's not going to be just nasty down the like everywhere on the field. He's not running the whole route tree, but he can do what he's meant to do. And then I also think Chase Claypool is pretty good, because he's 85 speed with 76 catching. He's not great, but he's so tall. Claypool's, I believe, 6'4", so, he can get those jump balls and create plays, and he's still decently fast with 85 speed as well. So I think, if you want like a bigger receiver, Chase Claypool could be that guy, whereas Will Fuller's not going to be as big, but he's still pretty decent in my opinion. So moving on to tight ends. Now, for tight end, the one that I think is going to be the best would be Evan Engram in my personal opinion. Now, you really don't need a run blocker in here. Let's be honest. You're getting a crappy tight end. You don't want a run blocker. If you want a run blocker, just buy someone that's like a really good run blocker, or like a lineman and put him at tight end or something. But Evan Engram, he has 85 speed, which is pretty much all you're looking for. 74 catching is all right, but 85 speed can create mismatches, especially once again if you are doing solo challenges or playing, lower level online. So obviously, if you get put up against a guy that has just the best squad in the game already, if you have a budget team, you're probably not winning, let's be honest. But someone like Evan Engram can at least give you a little bit of a speed. So if someone on the defense he can have all elite defense, but Evan Engram can still get open if he has someone guarding him with like 78 speed or something like that. So moving on to the defensive side of the ball, next up is going to be a right end. And He is going to be Romeo. So we're looking for Romeo. I forget where he is at on the right end. I believe he was a right end. He might have been a left end, to be honest with you. We'll just put right end, left end, and look for him. But he was a beast. And I could be just completely missing his name. We're looking, there he is. Okay, so maybe he was a left end. I don't know why I thought he was a right end, but he is a left end. But he's got 72 speed, which isn't great. But he's got 73 tackle, 75 pursuit. But 82 power move and 74 finesse move, which, once again, these are budget cards. So you're not talking about the best players in the game, but let's compare him to Frank Clark, right? 70 finesse, this guy's got 74. 77, he's got 82. Yeah, he's a little bit slower, but his pass rush is very, very good for this low of overall. You see all of these other players that have a lot of 60s for the pass rushing, and he has an 80 and a 70. So, personally, I think he's worth it. Once again, only 4,400 coins. All these cards are going to be really, really cheap. So you could easily make, get these like 10 players for like 50, 60,000 coins probably, and have a really good team overall, in my personal opinion. So next up we're going to be going to is the right outside linebacker, and it is going to be Jalen Smith. So Jalen Smith right here, he's got 83 speed, 78 tackles, 75 pursuit, 82 hit power. Basically what you're looking for here is he's got 83 speed, 82 hit power. Now, you look around him, slow, pretty slow. Yeah, he's pretty fast. Hit power is a lot worse, right? 9 worse. Tackling is worse as well by 7. Pursuit's 1 better. But Jalen Smith, I just think is better overall. Like I said, 83 speed. You look down to someone like Jamin Davis. He's 2 speed faster, but he's got everything else worse. So Jalen Smith, once again, only about 4,000 coins. That's just kind of like the base price. So I'm sure some of these cards go for more or less, but they're all going to be fairly cheap as these gold cards. It just kind of depends, especially when the game drops, it'll get a little bit more balanced, and the game is obviously dropping tonight, or some people are probably playing the full version in New Zealand right now already. But you guys get the point. So next up is going to be a middle linebacker, and it's going to be this I don't know how to say that, Foyasede. I don't know if that's how you say it. But once again, you're going to get an 85 speed middle linebacker. And the reason this is very important is middle linebacker is usually your user position. He's got 77 tackles, 76 pursuit, 76 hit power, 66 zone. We don't really care about because, like I said, you're going to user this guy more or less. So for something like this, you don't really care about Jane Brown having a little bit better zone coverage because his tackling's 1 better, his hit power is 3 worse, but his speed is 4 worse. We want the speed for this guy running around the field early on in the game. 85 speed, you're catching up with most running backs. That's going to give you a huge advantage to make tackles or make plays, or at least make them like cut back or have to kind of judge based off of you. So I just personally think that's really good. Cornerbacks is kind of one of those positions, again, you're going to get really crappy coverage on cornerbacks, to be honest with you. Zone and man are going to be in the 70s. Speed's not very good, so I don't really like any of them. Now, safeties-wise, I think there's 2 strong safeties that are good. Now, first up is going to be CJ Gardner. 84 speed is not very good, I know. But he's got 76 zone and 75 man. So he's not bad. Like 84 is definitely some of the faster safeties if you're looking down here. With also decent stats, right? And once again, this guy's cheap. He's only about 3,700 coins. Probably not my favorite player on this list, just in terms of, being able to get the stops. Right, and then also Jabril Peppers as well, 84 speed, 72 tackle, 77 hit power, 73 man, 70 zone. So I think Jabril is probably a little bit better than CJ Gardner in my opinion because his tackling and hit power, they're both fairly even. He is a worse zone coverage, but if you're bringing him down in cover 3, Jabril Peppers is probably better. If you're having him play like free safety, Gardner would probably be better. But that's just my list for my top 10. Definitely let me know what you guys think about it. Which players you guys like. You guys can pretty much take any of these players for cheap, and it'll just help you early on. These aren't players you're going to keep on your team all year, but just to get you off the starting blocks, get you some better players if you have like a bronze in some of these positions or a low silver, get yourself a high gold for fairly cheap. That could be a huge boost to your team. So with that being said, make sure to go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell. And as always, I will see you next time.